Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over my plan for gold making before Shadowlands. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. So today I want to go over and discuss pretty much my plan for making gold as we run up to the pre-patch and along with the pre-patch. What am I going to be doing for gold making going forward? Now, there are a few objectives that I wish to do on a load of other characters, like getting hold of certain recipes and all that jazz, but mainly in the encapsulation of gold making, what am I planning on doing? Being the case, let's just get into our first one, which is the set up my tillers farm on all of my characters. Now, as you well know, I have 10 characters on AD or Argent Dawn, EU, and basically only one of them has the tillers farm actually fully set up. Now, I've been playing around with how many I can actually averagely get, like Ghost Iron Ore, Black Trillium Ore, White Trillium Ore, and at this moment in time, the materials you're getting for like next to nothing, and the time investment for it is about 2 minutes per day. And the idea is, if I just do 2 minutes a day with 10 characters, that's 20 minutes per day, I can get a sizable amount of Black Trillium, White Trillium and Ghost Iron Ore. That means that I can pull in some regular gold with that while actually keeping it a very casual way in order to make hold of my gold. So that's one thing that I wanted to do, because I want to mitigate the amount of time in which I'm actually doing things, because I want to be able to just start trying to get hold of some different types of recipes, like doing some major glyph hunting for my inscription. Like, this is the time where I'm going to be focusing on getting a hold of like more glyphs that I haven't learned, or trying to get a hold of like the Mecha Mogul recipe or the ATV, which I still don't have those recipes for, but they would provide me with a lot in the long term. Being able to craft those mounts for like next to nothing is pretty damn good, and so I thought that if I could make things a bit more casual when it comes to making my gold, then I can focus more time and effort into getting hold of those different types of recipes for like mounts and such, in which I will pay dividends in the future when we move into Shadowlands. Now, coming in at number 2, and this is kind of a little bit of a follow-on to the next one, and that is stocking mounts and selling them as well. So what I've actually done, I've actually made myself a nice little spreadsheet, and I've worked out how to do an optimized version. So basically my way of actually making and crafting mounts and reducing the cost, and as long as I follow that, I can make a profit even when it's unprofitable through like things like TSM and stuff. So I've been playing around with that. It actually works quite well. So I'm going to start selling like Vial of Sands, Mechanist Chopper, Panther mounts. Yes, I've actually made Panther mounts viable on Argent Dawn EU. Yeah, I can actually pull in some decent gold with that now. But alongside that, the other things of note that I will be actually doing, is just doing some investments into mounts. So like Garnite, Howl, Poseidus, those types of farms, I'll be doing that as well. So I'll have like one character camped outside of there, and then I can move on to all of that jazz. Now, coming in at number 3, and for obvious reasons, my preferred method of making gold when it comes to professions, like crafted professions, it is predominantly inscription. I very much love inscription because I find it one of the most easiest ways to make gold, and the one keynote thing that I love the most is glyphs and the glyph market. You can make a hefty amount of gold with glyphs and the trinkets and all that stuff. So if you really just focused on inscription, you would make like a 10 ton of gold when it comes towards that. But what my plan is to actually farm up the Dreamleaf. So I intend to spend like 30 minutes doing the Dark Heart Thicket or something to that effect, or even just open world farming the Dreamleaf, whichever way I feel it seems to be a good fit for that. And what I'll be doing is I'll just be farming up Dreamleaf and sending it over to Zathrash, which then he will mill it into roseate pigment and sallow pigments, which then I can trade into the ink trader in order to get different types of inks. I'm basically going to be, I want to at least have like 500 of each different ink in my bank, because then I can just easily I don't have to go back in between Shadowlands because he'll be my main character in Shadowlands. So I want to make sure that I've got at least 500 of every other ink, so I can just craft in the open world, send it over to my banker. Don't have to do anything. I can just keep on leveling and just selling all of the glyphs while I'm at it. Just makes sense in my mind to just have a bulk load of stockpile of materials in which I can then sell it on. And the idea behind farming the actual mats properly instead of like flipping them, like I would buy Dreamleaf, mass mill it, and then go to the ink trader. Well, I'm actually going to farm up the Dreamleaf because then at least, even if the price either drops or increases, I'm still going to make gold because I've actually farmed up the materials myself. So that is the way I'm viewing it at the moment when it comes to glyph making and all that jazz. So along with the roseate pigments and Dreamleaf for my glyphs and just getting prepped for Shadowlands glyphs and all that stuff, I will be actually actively selling glyphs and all of that stuff. The other things of note that I will be doing is trying to sell through all of my ultramarine ink that I've got. I've got so much of it, and I've noticed that it doesn't actually sell all that fast anymore. It used to be that you could do a mass mill, you could sell it all and it would sell within like the day or something, but unfortunately that's not the case at the moment. It's requiring a bit more than a few posts to actually sell them, so it's just trying to get rid of that stockpile that I've got, which I have like literally like 10,000 ultramarine ink. It's like ridiculous numbers when it comes to the ultramarine ink that I actually have on my characters. So that is something I do need to pay attention to right there. Coming into my last thing that I'll be doing for the run up to the pre-patch of Shadowlands, and that is I'll be going over my new TSM profile for Shadowlands. So I'll be making a new TSM profile on my characters, and what I'll be primarily doing is I will be going over which worked, what has worked like last year and the year before that, keeping them and then gutting anything BFA style, and then setting myself up for when Shadowlands comes out I can just add them to the groups and I don't have to think about it. I just add the item in and it will just goes into the engine, so to speak. So I'm building the structure now so then I can make it as easy as possible to make that transition from BFA crafting to Shadowlands crafting. So hence why I'm working on a new profile, so it's literally kind of like a drag and drop feature. You just, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, restock. I don't have to set up any of the operations, they're already done for me. So that's the idea behind it. I want to set up a new TSM profile for crafting because I'm going to be actively doing a lot of crafting at the beginning of the expansion as well as a lot of farming. So that's something I do want to bear in mind right there. So overall, what do I think on the things going forward? Well, to be honest, I'm actually looking forward to it. It gives me a very good excuse to go over my TSM stuff because I know there's a couple of mistakes in some things and I always have to do like little adjustments. So I'll have to flesh all that out. I'll be able to post that to the Discord once I'm done fiddling with it, and you can free reign, just use it whenever you like. Other things of note, like I will be selling Dreamleaf as well as these roseate and sallow pigments as well, as I'm stocking up on all the other inks. So that is something you may want to bear in mind right there. I am actually actively going to keep hold of loads of inks and sell loads of inks and Dreamleaf as well. So to actually pull in some regular gold before then, it would be nice to hit at least a casual way of making gold, like at least 2 mil before Shadowlands hits, and that is casual gold making, not actively trying to overdo it, so to speak, because I don't want to hit a burnout before Shadowlands. My entire idea is to set myself up now in order to get ahead in Shadowlands, and that is my entire goal when it comes to all that. So that being the case, that is my plan for making gold before Shadowlands, and that is before the pre-patch and the pre-patch. So what do you think? What would you suggest? And I would like to know your plan in the comment section down below. Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.